Stas23 here, and today we have the Kizer Clairvoyant. This is a Munko design. He also designed the Kizer Comet, another popular one for them. And, you know, this is a very interesting design. It's something I'm excited to see Kizer kind of dive into. It's a little something different. And let's dive right into it. Let's get the specs out of the way. You have a total length of 8.5 inches. So this is a full-size EDC knife, a 3.75-inch blade, grip area from here to right here of 3.5 inches, or if you want to go all the way to the back right here, it's 4.1 inches. Handle scale thickness coming in at 0.51 inches, so a little above average. The blade stock thickness is coming in at 0.11, and the behind the edge thickness on my particular knife is around 17 thousandths behind the edge. Let's take a closer look at this blade. You have a nice long sheep's foot blade with a beautiful stone wash finish of S35V in steel. A nice generous sharpening choil that does clear that plunge. I can't tell where the plunge starts, but it looks like you should have some sharpening light before it starts to widen up back there. Got a nice extended row of jimping that's actually functional if you like that kind of thing. And you have a high flat grind. Why don't we do a little cutting and see how well it performs? The knife came very sharp out of box, and that nice long blade makes these cuts so easy. Not to mention you have just the right amount of belly. This should be good at just about anything I throw at it. Hopefully you don't mind this viewpoint. It's too hot for me to be in my garage where I usually do this, so I try to bring it inside when I can, and this is just the easiest method for it. But I'm cutting it up in different manners just to see how it feels, and everything I do with this cardboard is feeling like it's cutting paper. Now we're going to test the ergos on this pine 2x4. We started out, you know, kind of soft, and I'm right off the back, I'm surprised on how well it's carving into this wood. I started increasing the pressure, and for the most part, no hot spots until I get, you know, right at the end, I really start bearing down. And whenever I bear down like that, I can feel the top part of the clip. It wasn't painful or anything, but it was a minor hot spot. You know, just depends on how you plan on using the knife, but man, oh man, is it performing well. Man, that low tip performs these drag cuts so nicely. It was pretty effortlessly, especially being that it was super sharp up in the front. And everything that I put in front of it, watch how fast it cuts this tubing. It just is just going through it like it's not even there. It's always nice to see whenever a knife not only performs nicely, comes sharp, and it's not painful to do these tests. Some knives, whenever I'm doing it, it's not the most comfortable, and it's not the easiest either. But just look at it blasting through the 8-ounce denim, no problem whatsoever. Let's hope this edge lasts till the end. Now we move to the 1/2-inch sisal rope, and once again, this blade shape is just perfect for this. Not to mention you have such a long blade, you got a lot of edge to use, even though we're only using pretty much the same exact area, trying to see how much wear it can handle. But the edge had nice toothiness to it. It had a good aggression to it. It's blasting through this rope, very minimal pressure going through it, and you know, it's surprising. I really expected that edge to start dulling much quicker. But no, we end up getting through 45 cuts. I definitely could have done more. Don't worry, we will test the edge once we're done. But definitely comfortable in that grip, and just about any other grip I did except for the last of that wood shaping. Now let's test that edge. It feels great. Hopefully it cuts as good as it feels. Yeah, very nice. That entire edge is still good. A stropping will have it hair shaving sharp again. All right, now let's close it up and take a look at the action on this knife. It's a dual thumb stud deploying knife that comes out with authority. Excellent job by Kizer dialing that detent per se in, and I can regular flick it. I can reverse flick it. You can open it up with that button lock. It's riding on ceramic ball bearings, and it's got a very smooth action. You can also easily deploy it left-handed and disengage that lock. However, it's not tapped for a left-handed carry. Now we'll go back and take a look at this handle. Pretty interesting. You have a titanium bolster and a carbon fiber scale sitting on a stainless steel liners. This is a button lock, and you also have a nice, I'm guessing that's a carbon fiber pivot ring right there. Just a nice added touch there. Your hardware is a T8 on the pivot, T8 on the main body screws, and on the scale screws, there are T6. You have, I'm guessing this is like a forged carbon fiber. This is one nitpick. It does have some voids to it. You can see them up on the chamfer right here. Hopefully that's coming across. And there's a few on the scales. It's pretty common with the forged carbon fibers because you get air pockets in it. It's not terrible, and it's not a deal breaker for me at least. You do have flat scales with a chamfer right here, and for the most part, it's fairly comfortable. Whenever I was really exerting force into the wood during the testing, I did feel the top part of this clip. It's kind of a hard angle right there. It wasn't terrible, and I only felt it whenever I really started bearing down. But other than that, it's good. Now, you do have to be aware that, you kind of forced into a grip because of this choil and this choil right here. My hands fit perfectly and my finger fits perfectly in there. If you have fat sausage fingers or something, it may not fit nicely in here and you might be sitting on top of there. So I can't speak for that, but I can speak for how my hands fit on the knife. I still have a little bit of room back here, but if you have really large hands, I can show you, I can choke back and I'm still holding onto the knife nicely. Let's flip it over and take a look at this pocket clip. You have a very nice looking milled titanium pocket clip that has been blind screwed, just meaning it's screwed through the backside so you don't have a screw right there. Very nicely done, no wiggle to it. And you have a, okay ramp there. Let's check it out in the pocket. Now, it went in and out of my pockets nicely. I had no issues with that ramp. And that's what you have sticking out of the pocket. Not bad at all. And it curves toward the pocket. Nothing to catch on to anything when you're putting your hand in there, or put a phone, whatever you want to put in there. Holds it nicely as well. You also have a hidden lanyard loop in the back right here. I like when they do that so you don't have to put a hole into the scales. Keep it nice and clean looking. You have a nice size titanium backspacer that has, I'm guessing, his maker's mark in there, or designer's mark, whatever you want to call it. Now let's check out the inside. You do have skeletonization, as you can see on that top. A lot of material removed on top and on the bottom to lighten this up as much as possible. Let's see what it weighs. First off, in grams, at 110.6 grams and 3.9 ounces. Perfect. Now we'll take a look at the button lock. First off, it's kind of rounded up top. So it's pretty darn comfortable. I have some very, very minor stick. Let's listen. Very minor stick. Nothing that I'm going to complain about. The lockup on it is solid left to right. No up and down play. Solid with the spine whack, if y'all had to see that. Quick size comparison with the Ontario Rat Model 1 and 2. The Hogue Ritter RSK and Mini RSK. Lastly, we have the Cold Steel Code 4 and the AD15. It's very similar to that, these two, except it's a little bit smaller. All right, nitpicks and complaints. Just one nitpick. They didn't need to put Clairvoyant on the knife. They already have the maker's mark here and Kizer on this side. It's just unnecessary. I think they missed a mark by not having it tip up left or right-handed. It's just right-handed. Like I said, maybe put a chamfer, a little bit bigger of a chamfer on this side because you got a skinny handle and, you may start feeling it once you're really bearing down into something. And lastly, maybe a different scale material because of the voids that this one has. But at the price point, at 168 bucks, do I think it's a good value? Yes, absolutely. If you're looking for a nice slicey, nice fidgety, pretty darn comfortable blade that I think looks pretty good as well, it's going to be hard to beat at 168 bucks. I definitely think it's worth that. And if you like what you see, I definitely go for it. So there you go. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please leave them down below. I hope everybody's having an absolute amazing day. I will see y'all on the... Wait, it already knows what I'm going to do. So, whatever. Peace.